Hello, viewers. Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. Of course, we've got Trump's legal team being announced. Ken Starr, no surprises there, was the counsel handling the impeachment of Clinton for his part in the affair with Monica Lewinsky, which actually now, when we look at Trump's campaign violations with Stormy Daniels and others, and the allegations that have been levelled at him, it's actually quite ironic, isn't it, that Ken Starr's even handling that defence. We've got Alan Dershowitz. He is a constitutional expert, I think, and of course he's best known for representing O.J. Simpson and Jeffrey Epstein. So representing some quite shady characters there. Okay, so and of course we have the White House counsel, Pat. Is it Cipollone? And Jay Sekulow, Trump's personal lawyer, yeah, I mean they're the main players in his team. So when I tuned into this morning, what I felt was that this is as much about a show. Bit of a circus, a media, influencing the media, so they don't really have a good defence to bring forward. It's all about winning votes in its trial by media almost. Now, whether that matters or not, I don't think it's all going to go all their way. I feel that there's going to be the flimsiness of their defence is going to be pretty obvious. The antics of the GOP will be quite obvious as well. But don't forget, we have Justice Roberts presiding. So again, yes, they can override with 51 votes any rulings that he makes. However, if they keep doing that, then it becomes pretty obvious that they're not upholding justice, are they? If they're going to override a Supreme Court justice. It comes down to will the GOP does he have the votes to be removed? I'll pull the cards on that. I'm not confident that those senators will find their spines, will find their conscience, will find their duty, will find their patriotism. I'm not confident that those GOP senators will do that. I feel there's going to be some breakaways. Yes, there will be some breakaways, but will that be enough to remove Trump from office? I think again the karmic nature of all of this will play out in the short term. This is not a long term future for Donald Trump. He has the Eight of Cups keeps reappearing, the Death card, the endings keep reappearing in my reads. My intuition tells me that that his time is limited as the President of the United States, one way or another. All right, so I'm going to go through a series of questions. How will Trump's defense team go? How will that trial kind of play out? In terms of astrology, of course, we've got that big conjunction Saturn and Pluto, but we've got Uranus direct. But we also have, I watched a very good impeachment trial video. I don't need to be corrected. I understand Trump has already been impeached, and this is the trial for removal in the Senate. I watched a very good video from Evan Davis on YouTube. You can find her, and she looks at Trump's chart for this impeachment trial. You'll see from her reading, her astrological reading, is that on the January the 21st, Trump's natal Saturn is opposite Saturn in Capricorn. That's going to be fairly powerful, a powerful alignment or opposition. Saturn, of course, is the great taskmaster, the great awakener. So January the 21st, regardless of how the GOP vote, this is a big wake-up call for Trump. For whatever reason, up until this point, he has evaded justice, and he's getting a look at what justice looks like in a most visible way. This will be beamed all over the world. There's no escaping this for Donald Trump now. Okay, so let's have a look at how his legal team will go. How its legal team will go. How will it play out? The conditions around, we're going to get the show ponies, the circus, the trial. Being broadcast, the legal team playing to that. This is not about defending Donald Trump so much as it is winning votes. Let's not forget that. How that will contrast with such a solemn, serious procedure. How that will contrast with such damning evidence. I feel it will be the deciding point for when his legal team will fail, because I feel that we will see the truth. Okay, so there will be awareness there, but let's have a look. Show me how Donald Trump's legal team will go defending Donald Trump. How will his legal team go defending Donald Trump? Okay. All right, so we've got the Lovers straight up. We've got the Lovers. Now, each of those people on that team, one wonders how they got there. Donald Trump has a way, always has done, has had a way of bringing people into his inner sanctum, getting them to do things that perhaps they wouldn't normally do. And of course, then when things go wrong, he denies knowledge of them. But this is all about Donald Trump. The trial is all about Donald Trump. He can't escape that. The challenge there is the Page of Cups. This is the news that has come out, the bombshells, and this will keep going. And this is really what's going to bring Donald Trump down. It is the continual information coming forward. That is challenging his presidency. It's not going to end in this trial. It's going to keep going. All right, so we've got the Page of Swords as the foundation of the reading, and this is only a page as well. So, but it's also a page that can start a domino effect. This page is bringing forward this truth continually, like jabbing with that truth all the time. This can also be the spy in the camp. So I've got two pages here: Page of Cups, Page of Swords, indicating that the this whistleblowing nature of the way that the events are unfolding, it's not going to go away. There's going to be more information coming out continually, and this is what's challenging him. In the past, we've got Saturn. I mentioned his Saturn opposition, the Great Awakener. This was coming for Trump. He brought it upon himself. And look, I'm not going to understress that. He had an opportunity, regardless of who he was in the past, he had an opportunity to rise to the office when he was elected. And what did he do? He didn't. He brought this toxicity. It was like a virus, really. The toxic nature that he introduced and brought with him and took politics to a new low. This is greed. This is avarice. This is being chained to the dollar, being chained to the devil. And this is Saturn, as I said, the Great Awakener. This is Waterloo time for Donald Trump. Now, will those senators vote? We haven't got to that yet to remove him from office or exonerate him. Look, we've got the abuse of power, which is crowning this reading. So signifier cards, the Lovers being challenged by the whistleblower, the foundation of the reading, the Page of Swords, this truth, the spy in the camp, which is telling me Bolton is going to play some role here. Saturn, the devil in the past, greed, avarice, crowning this reading, the Five of Swords. These are all cards that we would expect to come up with in relation to his impeachment trial. Now, we've got the Six of Pentacles in the near future, giving and receiving help, the money. Because it's sitting by the Page of Cups, I feel that there's something else coming out around Donald Trump's money. Now, I know, okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here. The other day when I did the reading, I thought about who Trump was speaking to. Got an image of somebody on the phone to the Saudis. So it could be that we are hearing something else around his relationship with other countries, Saudi Arabia in particular. Another psychic has raised this, and because of that image that I had when I tuned in that he was speaking to the Saudis, there could be something else going to come out during the impeachment trial to do with money, to do with another abuse of power. This is more than just Ukraine. That and the lack of defence could make this trial very interesting, could put those GOP senators exactly on the back foot. There's disappointment here in the here and the now. So again, the defence is very, very flimsy. I feel that also this is the GOP senators. That they are disappointed that they've been put in this situation and that they will have to vote a particular way. But I've got the Hanged Man. They're stuck. They can't find their spines. They won't. Well, this is in the current situation. We haven't got to the outcome card as well. This is also Trump's defence. He's not left them any room to move here. And they've got really nothing to bring forward. And at some point during the trial, watch for it. When enough news comes out, when enough enough dirt is presented on this president, we've got the legal team not knowing where to go, being stuck around this. It's a show trial. It's all about winning votes. It's not about bringing forward a defence. The hopes and the fears. Donald Trump, the businessman. I think the fear is something will emerge around his money, around either an emoluments violation, another whistleblower comes forward around taxpayer appropriations, funding in some ways. There's something here, some abuse of power in relation to the president and his money in some way. That's likely to come forward as well. The outcome card is the High Priestess. It's almost like the unknowing. This is around the secrets being kept. Let's have a look at what's clarifying that. Whether or not they will be able to get the Three of Wands, whether or not they'll be able to get those documents, those budgetary documents, the trail that proves the money was held up. And we've got the Hermit, isolation and review, introspection and reflection, but also investigation. Okay, so that's not... We've got the abuse of power and the potential future. We've got the High Priestess, Three of Wands and the Hermit. How is his defence going to go? They're going to try and keep a lot secret. They're going to obstruct. That is going to be the pattern. And it will be around keeping those budgetary papers back, keeping the witnesses off the stand. It looks at this stage like they're going to be reasonably successful. However, there is some more bombshells on their way, which is going to derail this approach. Show me the High Priestess, please. What is this around? Show me the High Priestess. Show me the High Priestess. The Wheel of Fortune. Something is going to change here. It's a plan that matures in time. And we've got the Queen of Wands. This could be telling us that secrets will be revealed. Okay, so again, we've got high anxiety. And what is it around? It's around the money. It's around Donald Trump, the president. So something else is coming forward, or could come forward, around Trump's relationship. And there's a monetary angle to it with... It could be the Saudis. It could be some other country as well coming forward. There could be more breaking news around misappropriation, the Ukrainian misappropriation. We might not have the full story there as well. It's likely this will come forward during the trial, and it'll run counter to that trial. So, what are their defence teams going to do? They're going to play for the votes. They're going to obstruct and hold back information. They're going to be reasonably successful in that approach, I'm afraid to say. All right, let's have a look at how much power Justice Roberts has. Whether it's procedural or whether he actually can rule in witnesses and testimony and documents. How much power does Justice Roberts and will Justice Roberts make the rulings to bring forward witnesses and documents? Will Justice Roberts make these rulings to hear the evidence? Okay, we've got the Wheel of Fortune again. We've got being challenged by judgment. Okay, so challenged by judgment. Things moving forward, challenged by judgment. We've got balance, so he's likely to be very, very balanced in whatever he does. Now, we've got the Page of Swords in the past, and again, I had the feeling this might be either Parnas or Bolton. It could be you'll see them take the stand. The Two of Cups, we've got relationships as you know, what's crowning this reading. Connections, networks, relationships. The Magician actualizing something into reality. Okay, I feel he's going to allow some witnesses and documents to come forward. Six of Pentacles in the here and now, giving and receiving help. Again, this is something to do with money and the High Priestess. So that is the secret that's being held up in some way. It could be around bringing forward Mulvaney, bringing forward those budgetary documents. That's what appears to be the sticking point here. So he will allow some witnesses. You could see Bolton on the stand. But at the same time, some critical documents are going to be held back. The hopes and the fears, endings and beginnings. This is a major arcana card. The ending of Donald Trump's presidency, or and the beginning of something else. We've got in the outcome the Knight of Pentacles. This is slow moving. This knight doesn't take. You know, he's very cautious in the way that he proceeds. We've got loss here, which is clarifying that Knight of Pentacles, and we've got the Knight of Wands, which actually was my card for impeachment. So I feel that he's going to allow some, and he's not going to allow others. At the base of the reading with Justice Roberts is monetary news. This is where the critical nature of the trial might come down to. Those decisions are getting evidence around that actual decision point to hold back the money, because it looks like they're going to keep holding back this information. And we've got the Empress card, which is my card for Mother Russia. So they are going to hold back some information, critical information, which could become a huge sticking point in the trial, needing the evidence to justify. The Empress is also about the abundance of evidence as well. It's also Trump's relationship with Russia is coming into this reading, and his motivations for the things that he does. He's going to allow some. You might have some high-profile witnesses on the stand you weren't expecting, but there's also going to be some rulings around holding back documents, and there'll be critical documents at a given point in the trial that are absolutely needed, because this High Priestess is holding back secrets there. But we still have the Page of Swords jabbing away there, trying to get the truth, the spy in the camp. That's Bolton or Parnas taking the stand, but holding back other documents, critical documents in relation to the expenditure, the appropriation of those funds. All right, so let's go to the critical question around how will the senators vote? Are they likely, will Donald Trump be removed from office through this impeachment trial? Will Donald Trump be removed from office? Will these GOP senators vote to acquit Donald Trump? Will the GOP senators vote? And certain Democrats, perhaps even as well, in marginal seats. Will the GOP senators acquit Donald Trump? So we've got the Two of Wands. This is a fork in the road, a decision needing to be made. Which way are they going to go? Whatever they decide will have ramifications for a long time to come. They are challenged by the Queen of Pentacles. I feel she's appeared in these readings. She brings forward to me matters of national security. She came forward in the reading that I did the other day on Maria Yovanovitch, the former ambassador. This is what is on the GOP senators' minds. They are uncomfortable with an American ambassador being surveilled. We've got the Russia card. Now, this could also be some evidence that comes out around who undertook that surveillance. Now, we've got loss and heartbreak as the foundation of the reading. We'll see who that's for. The Knight of Pentacles in the past. This can also be Parnes. Can be any of Donald Trump's henchmen. This can also be the delivery of funds to the Ukraine. The potential future is celebration here with this Four of Wands, crowning this reading, reuniting with oneself and community. Immediate future, I feel that they're going to be quite withdrawn throughout this trial. I think the GOP senators understand that this will be a huge blemish on their reputations and on their re-election chances. There is loss regardless for them whichever way they go, because the abuse of power is so blatant. But this is also them abusing their power. The King of Wands, the lawmakers themselves. So it looks like at the moment they would vote to acquit him. The Six of Wands, they want victory in 2020. And we've got the Ten of Swords, though. We've got this downfall, this stabbing Trump in the back. Okay, so it's not a done deal. Five of Pentacles, that's what they're worried about also, about their own downfall and being left out in the cold. And the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. And really, this card sometimes comes forward as the genie, letting the genie out of the bottle, but also the merchant card as well. So they're worried about being left out in the cold. Again, for their re-election, both ways, not easy cards. But this Ten of Swords would indicate that they might turn on him as a result of some sort of information that might come forward throughout the trial. Right now, if the vote was taken today, they would acquit him. All right, let's have a look at this Ten of Swords. So the trial, if you're going to watch anything, watch the trial, because I think it's going to be really interesting. There's something going to happen throughout it, or midway through it, or at some point in that trial. It's going to be more news coming forward, more bombshells, more information coming forward. Show me this Ten of Swords. Will they? Is this Donald Trump's king? The king has fallen. I'm getting drawn to the crown that this person is wearing. Somebody falling in battle. Is this Donald Trump? Is this Donald Trump? Will they acquit him? Or will they vote to remove him from office? Will they vote to remove him from office? The Page of Wands, communication, okay, something likely to come forward. It's going to stop things in their tracks, although the Hanged Man is not moving forward with something. And we've got restriction. This can also even be imprisonment. Their hands are tied. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles. What's the base of the pack here? Juggling, manipulation. the past, and of course we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Devil. It's possible. It's possible that there could be a scenario where certain senators will cross the floor, shall we say, cross the floor on this president, and regardless of the cost to them, they'll cross the floor and stab this president in the back. But will there be enough of them? Right now, if the vote was taken today, he would be acquitted. But I've also got my card for the Democrats in the potential future as well. So I'm going to say that you're going to see some new information coming forward during that trial. You're going to see Justice Roberts allowing certain witnesses, but not allowing certain documents, critical documents perhaps. There is a win here for the Democratic Party in some way. Enough of these senators will come forward, and if he is acquitted, it would be by a very, very small majority. And what is going to linger in Trump's mind and the voters' minds is the lack of defence for this president. The GOP senators voting entirely against the evidence, but also you will see some GOP senators crossing the floor. And this will be a huge blow to Donald Trump. Will that be enough to remove him from office? I'll read on that as we get into the trial. He will have a downfall as a result of this impeachment trial. He will have a downfall. Now, whether that means removal from office, I'm not getting a clear read on that. If I had have seen an ace there, which would be an automatic yes, or the world card in the outcome position, strong major arcanas, I would have said yes, he would be removed. One thing I do know from those cards is he's going to be stabbed in the back by people that he thought were going to support him and not going to. So watch for that. Interesting trial coming up. I would say it's very important, if you can, to tune in. I will try and tune in as much as I can to tune into this trial. I think it's going to be an interesting trial. Thank you very much.